What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Today we have a lot of stuff to go over with AMC and what is going to happen with the market starting next week, and it's a lot. But first, I want to start it off with what got sent to my email, taking a look at the AMC's chart. Without further ado, if you guys find value out of the video or enjoy watching, it's free, it helps me out. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to join us on this journey to financial freedom. Let's get into it. So I got this sent to me by Gavin Wong on my email. If you guys do want to email me, it is in the About section on YouTube. Anybody can email me. He goes, check this. And if you take a look at AMC's chart, he shows arrows to a flush, a scale up, a flush to potentially where we're trading at now on this right hand side, and they look exactly the same. However, you know AMC's chart plays with algorithms, so I basically stated interesting, but make sure there's not a ton that look like this. And he goes, yep, however, take a look at this loop. This is image 1 of the loop that he's talking about. This is image 2 of the loop that he's talking about, and this is image 3. All of them are on the same exact loop where you have that gap up, scale up, and then you get flushed once again. Now, I'm not going to spend too long on the charts, but you do know what I am tracking come next week for AMC and GameStop, and I'm extremely bullish on both AMC and GameStop. We talked about it in previous videos, so I'm not pulling this out of my ass, but this is the bars pattern that we are expecting going into next week for AMC. AMC's looks good, and GameStop's looks even better. Keep in mind that we also track 2 cycles that actually have a peak coming up, this blue earnings cycle, and then this green and white cycle down here that line up perfectly with the bars pattern as well. But not only that, this is tracking perfectly to January, where it's going to have this initial pop up to $7, retrace back down to $6, and then essentially mid to late June will have that next leg up, in my opinion, for AMC and GameStop, and potentially a squeeze with what's happening with the economy and the banks, which we're going to talk about in a minute. As for GameStop, this thing is looking even more bullish, and I am glad that I'm holding GameStop calls as of right now. If this plays out to a T, the same way AMC should play out with the run-ups back in January. And if you've been keeping up with my GameStop videos on the channel, this is a very complicated chart and where I got this from. But I think GameStop pops Monday, tomorrow, and it starts to scale up. We had that hard sell-off down about 4.5% on Friday, and I think that was to shake some people out. Overall, this is the quick outlook on AMC and GameStop for the charts come to next week. But in the video that I recently uploaded, AMC is the hedge, market melt-up squeeze, we talked about how JP Morgan, the largest bank in the United States, is hedging with AMC. They have been loading up on calls and loading up on shares of AMC. And now, JP Morgan is abruptly freezing customers' bank accounts and discriminating against clients without warning, according to law enforcement officials in 19 states. Will JP Morgan have any backlash from this? I'm not really sure, but we're also seeing that Blackstone is limiting withdrawals on real estate again as well. These larger players are not in the best spot, and the fact that JP Morgan is hedging with AMC is just something to pay attention to, as they are really not doing well, up to the point that they are abruptly freezing customers' bank accounts. This seems like they are about to go under very fast. And Wells Fargo has been retired from the DTCC. People are talking about this. However, it is not something to pay attention to that is too substantial, and the only reason for that is because these big banks have multiple accounts at the NSCC, and it's not uncommon to retire one. But don't forget that Wells Fargo has just agreed to pay shareholders $1 billion to settle a lawsuit. Speaking of banks not doing well, UK banks are making cash withdrawals extremely difficult, treating their customers as if they were suspects of a potential crime. Now, this is basically just another way to not freeze assets and instead make an excuse as to why a lot of people are not going to be able to withdraw. And if you take a look at the paper, it goes, this will include asking you questions about the purpose of your cash withdrawal, which banks should not be able to do that. If you want to go to the bank and take out $100, they should not say, what are you going to spend this $100 on? Because that is your money. They may also ask for supporting documentation such as an invoice. They go, this helps us validate the withdrawal as genuine and protect you against fraud and scams. Please note that it is advisable to give 24 hours notice on large cash withdrawals, amounts over 2,000 euros, or if you would like specific denominations. You can pre-advise us of your transaction via our customer contact team or in our branch. In some circumstances, we may choose to decline the cash withdrawal based on the information provided surrounding the transaction. This will be at the branch's own discretion. For more information, yada yada. So basically, the bank is saying, listen, you're going to need to provide this when you come withdraw, and you're also going to tell us us why you're withdrawing, and on top of that, we might even decline it. And if you want specific denominations, you're going to have to make an appointment as to when that withdrawal is coming, and also if it's more than 2,000 euros, you're going to have to give us a 24-hour notice. Basically, we have no cash on hand, we're absolutely fucked, and we can't really have you guys using up your money because we need it. Now, before we move on with what is about to happen this week with the Federal Reserve, how it affects the S&P 500 and AMC and GameStop, you guys are sleeping on this. Before the week starts, if you want to make more money and actually enjoy the stock market from open to close and after, join the Discord. The link is under the video. It is well worth it. I'm in there on the daily, as well as 500 of the most amazing people now, just about. We post gains and losses. There's a DGen Bets channel, and we have options trading alerts in there, so make sure to join the Discord, guys. Stop sleeping on the Discord. It is well worth the money. On top of that, if you want to join the Discord and make your money back right away, use my link, download Moomoo, and make a deposit into your account. You're getting up to 20 free stocks for doing absolutely nothing but signing up and making a deposit. Plus, Moomoo's better than Webull, Robinhood, and the other platforms that you use because they give you access to free level 2 order book data so you can see where whales are loading up and dropping off, access to trading options, going long, going short, and more. Again, those links will be down under the video. Plus, if you're from Australia, you're getting 10 free AMC stocks guaranteed, plus another 10 on top of that. Now, Fed speakers this week are FOMC member Bullard, Monday at 8:30 a.m. As well, on Monday, you have member Bostic and member Barkin, and on Tuesday and Thursday you have Logan and then Collins speaking. And the economic data that comes out, you have services PMI on Tuesday, manufacturing PMI on Tuesday, as well as new home sales on Tuesday, which should be interesting. And the Fed FOMC minutes on Wednesday, Q1 GDP on Thursday, jobless claims on Thursday, pending home sales on Tuesday as well, and core CPI price index on Friday. All of these are drastically going to affect the market, as well as some things that Biden is stating, and as well as some things that are happening with war. See, Biden says Republican debt ceiling offer is basically unacceptable. Biden says he won't agree to the bipartisan debt deal solely on Republican terms. President Biden also says he won't agree to a debt deal protecting crypto traders. And touching on war, China has asked the United States to stop bullying its allies into disrupting the stability of global supply chains. China is also urging the G7 group to let go of their Cold War mentality, rhetoric becoming more aggressive. And Ukraine admits murdering quite a few Russian civilians who back Putin and his invasion, which is just absolutely not right. Now, if we have time, a couple things before we close out the video. Quarter-to-date numbers look strong as total gross surpasses 1.3 billion and average per film release exceeds 9 million, the highest in 25 years. Plus, Fast X looks to exceed 320 million with debut, and the strong slate of Q2 upcoming releases looks great. AMC fundamentally looking insanely strong. Plus, here's a clip of the former executives of failed banks Silicon Valley and First Republic refusing to commit giving up their compensation when questioned about it.
Promise to cooperate with the regulators as they do.
Are you planning to return a single nickel to what you cost the fund?
Senator, I know there's going to be a process review of compensation.
I'll take that as a no. So you're planning to return how much?
The answer is
none. That's it?
I am not planning to do so, no.
Okay, so here's the thing. Right now, the law says that people like Mr. Becker and Mr. Shea can come to Washington, they can lobby for weaker bank regulations, they can load up their banks with risk, they can pay themselves tens of millions of dollars in bonuses and stock options, and when the banks blow up, Mr. Becker and Mr. Shea get to keep all the money. And that is just plain wrong.
Overall, guys, this is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed your weekend. Get in the Discord so we can talk on the daily. Let's make some money this week. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.